That's understandable at the proper time. You're telling me that an appraisal is only good for 6 months. If you're, it's July, if you're 6 months away from a rod, everything you've done up to date is no good. Is that not true?
If.
So the people that got letters in March, April, May, and June, those will be no good come December, correct?
We don't really know at this point. How can we, Virginia, speculating on this at this point in time? I know we said that the rod is expected in the mid or late winter. We just don't know yet. We agree with your interpretation of the law. They're good for 6 months.
Well,
okay?
like the
So
ones done in March.
If
They're
well, how do we
already
know-
3-4 months
How
old.
do we know
we
which
have
ones are
no
March or
appraisals
whatever?
done in
We got letters in March.
You got letters.
You
but
got
no
letters,
appraisals.
but that's to get someone to come to your house to inspect. They can't appraise before they see it. So they send a letter saying, can I come see the house so that I can do an appraisal? And the effective date of the
They have
appraisal.
no business coming to my house to look at anything.
And so the
Until you got
person,
something legal.
because I refused, the person that I caught hanging out of the window with a telephoto lens, that's what your appraiser does? When I refuse to let him on my property?
Okay, I'm not aware of that. It's-
We called the sheriff, it's
The
on.
appraisers that are out there doing the work have been hired by IDOT. We have hired appraisers to appraise approximately 285 to 300 properties. If you're denying them, and we've asked them for reports, we've asked them to complete reports based on what we thought originally the rod was coming earlier than what it will now be executed. We had hoped to have it sooner than this winter. So we, in an attempt to try and conduct this project on a timely basis, and ma'am, I heard you say earlier you don't care about, we don't care about your lives. We do. Believe me, it's difficult for us to try and put this in a correct time frame and try and get this project started with, in a orderly manner, and then have a delay in the rod being executed. Our intention, our understanding was that the rod was hopefully going to be executed sooner, so we began the land acquisition process with surveys and appraisals in order to begin the acquisition process of making an offer shortly after the rod was executed. With the rod being delayed, now we've gone and had a bunch of work done that, Virginia, I agree with you, it would be a waste of taxpayers' money. However, with the original rod date being anticipated much sooner than this winter, we felt we needed to move forward in order to get ourselves in line to begin the acquisition process of making offers to property owners once that rod was executed.
So because the rod's been delayed, does that mean you're gonna stop doing appraisals until you've got a better idea of where your 6-month window is gonna be, instead of wasting more tax dollars?
We've slowed the process, the preliminary work of getting appraisals, realizing that we need to have these effective dates be a little bit later in time.
Because
To
our
the
attorneys are
extent
saying
we have
they're only good for 30
completed
days.
appraisals in our hands, and I think we only have less than 2 dozen of them at this point, those appraisals will need to be updated. Okay, not thrown away and redone, but those appraisals need to be updated for a later date and value so that they can support offers on those property after the project.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm David Dodd. I work for a company called Mike and Cartage. You've probably seen our place over at the River Road and Route 53. My question is, why are we even talking about acquisition? We need to talk about why in the world we're building a freeway when the state has no money. And having somebody else foot the bill and guarantee that we're gonna pay that person, it's ridiculous, okay? No truck's gonna take that freeway. I mean, a truck,
Tollway.
40 years, Tollway, okay, I call it. We had to pay.
They would take it.
The toll's gonna be somewhere around $30, $40 for a truck. There's no trucker in the world that's gonna pay that kind of money to drive from here over to Indiana, guaranteed, all right? Does anybody know about Texas State Highway 130?
Yep.
Okay, here they did the same thing, and it doesn't work. And here we are committing $100 billion for nothing. Waste of money, down the drain.
All
Why?
political gain.
Because the politicians want to get reelected,
Yep.
okay? We're gonna give jobs out, all right?
Temporary.
Temporary, okay? Let's take some of that money and fix the roads around here instead of building a, what they call it in the paper? A money drain? Job?
Road to nowhere.
Yeah, you know, why are we talking about acquiring anything when we don't even want the road here?
There's plenty of union jobs if you fix the existing infrastructure. I'm a local 150 member, Frank's a 150 member, Marty's a 150 member. You could put plenty of our guys and gals to work if you fix the roads you have. Go down 52. That is dangerous and somebody's gonna die out there, just like happened on Route 45. And it wasn't until somebody died out there that you fixed the damn road.
Ma'am, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Is this definitely a go, even with the lawsuits that are pending against it?
No, they don't have a rap.
No, there's no regular.
So we still don't know if this is gonna happen. So we're still in limbo with our lives.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Correct.
Which is why land acquisition cannot proceed until there's a record of decision.
Right, but I mean, but we don't know if this is definitely going to go through as a project. And what end were they going to even, are they even thinking about what end they're going to start? You know, Illinois side, Indiana side, or is it, how long is it gonna take to complete once they break dirt? I mean,
That's not something we're out here to discuss tonight, because it's not a land, no, not to try and avoid your question or give you an answer, but it's just not a land acquisition oriented question. Our engineers who are working on a time frame and time schedule for the design, acquisition, and building of this project are much more knowledgeable, and John and I would rather not misspeak and give you misinformation on that.
Yeah, we could follow up. We could follow up.
and now the route that you decided, that's the final route?
It is what's called the preferred alternative. It is what is presented to the federal government for its decision as the route the Department of Transportation wishes to proceed forward.
So the one idea of a route you've got now could change again, correct?
Until the final EIS is submitted, it could possibly have a change or two.
So then
At
why
this
is-
point, we don't anticipate making any changes to the preferred alternative before final submission of the final EIS.
Why does it always take so much time? So many delays? Why isn't anyone doing their job to either get this thing going or to cancel the damn thing?
I'd say the reason it's taking so much time is because people are doing their job. People are responding to every comment. There's due diligence, there's study on every comment submitted. When we had the public hearing at the Union Hall, every comment that was submitted got a written response issued to it that had to be submitted. We had to show to the federal government that we're responding to every possibility, every alternative. Alternatives were studied after the public meeting. Comments were responded to, more coordination with your elected officials, more coordination with your local governments, with groups. I'd say that, on the contrary, the reason that it does slow down is because people are doing more work, not less work.
Ma'am, you have a question?
Did Indiana pass this?
Indiana is moving forward. I believe the ROD gets approved for both parts at the same, or the
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's
It's the same agency that's hearing the EIS for both states' portions of the project.
Do you have a question, sir?
Are you using residential appraisals or are you using commercial appraisals?
What property is being appraised? If it's
Whatever you're looking at, farm, homestead, or whatever?
That's, our appraisers are seasoned appraisers who have been doing this work for many, many, many years. They know that if they're appraising a farm, that they are to use farm sales. If they're appraising a single-family resident on a quarter-acre lot in Wilmington, they're using comparables that are single-family lots in Wilmington. They're appraising apples to apples.
But this is a commercial route,
reason
so
why I
why
asked-
aren't we being,
The reason why I asked that, I live in Ridgeport. We went through this for 9 years now. We got our appraisals from a local resident or appraiser, I got Olson out of Morris. Wilmington come back and said you need a developer proposal, appraiser, commercial. I mean, they drove by and did it, and it was actually more than what the other one was, but I think these people need to know what appraisal you're using. There is a difference. I was not aware of it.